We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
Hola, tuggers y tuggettes. Soy Joe.
Me llamo Pablo.
No, you're Paul.
That's what I said, right? My name is Paul.
No, Paul. Paul?
Pablo.
Is that Paul in Spanish?
Pablo is Paul in Spanish.
I thought it was Paul.
No.
We're looking that up. Hold on. I don't know.
Pablo. Me llamo Pablo. I took Spanish for
I thought Pablo was Pablo.
No. That is Spanish for
yeah,
Paul.
You're right. Oh my god.
Hello.
So unrelated, but like they're putting the Google Translate on the screen. Do you sometimes do that and then just like put in funny words and then have them said in different languages, or is that just me?
That's just you. But I would probably do it, but just do curse words.
Yeah.
So
oh, it's great because you can have like Italian would be like shit.
I know that's Italian.
No. But like it doesn't translate it. But like if you say like say it in this language, it'll like or it'll be like shit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I do with my life.
Okay, between that and K-holes of YouTube videos of watching
K-holes.
Hey, do you know what a K-hole is?
What's a K-hole?
It's when you do ketamine and then you fall.
I was like, I feel like this is a bad thing. Am I doing a bad thing? No, but I did watch that. Yeah. Oh my god, segue into how I'm doing. But whatever, you didn't ask me. I'm going to tell you anyway. But yeah, as Paul had indicated, or as Pablo had indicated, I was watching like a bunch of macaron videos on how to do it, and then I realized it was too much work. So what we have decided is Andy and myself and you are gonna do them eventually. Paul's looking around like, what?
I was like,
You've been volunteering.
I am not a baker because it's too precise. And I want to be like, I want to throw this in there. I want to throw this in there. I can do the filling because that's not as precise.
Yeah.
So I can make it whatever I want. And
yeah.
But like, especially macarons because it's very scientific.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I was like, I don't know how these are difficult because all you just follow directions.
Well, but then there's like all this waiting because you have to wait till it gets to skin. You have to knock the air out. You have to do this.
I don't have that kind of time, so I'll just buy it.
Yeah, I know, right? There's so many great places here. I don't pick out a macaron. So like, I don't know, like, where would I go? Le Parfait Paris and Gas Lamp.
Oh, oui.
What about your oui?
Oh, yeah. Oui. Duke.
Yes, Dick.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah, hey. So what else? What else going on?
Oh my god. Okay. So when I was in the Grand Canyon, my friend Matthew's brother Steven played this song by Nicki Minaj, and you probably know it. So it's called Did It On 'Em. I
feel like I know this one.
So it is dirty. Like I needed to like use some Purell in my ears after because I was like, oh my gosh. So it's like there are the lyrics on the screen. And I think it's about like doing a number 2 on somebody.
Oh, okay.
Like during the sexy time.
Oh,
but like she just says, she's like, I did it on him. That's it. But it's been on repeat in my brain.
So you've been riding around like singing this song in your head?
Yeah, because she goes like, I shitted on him. I did it on him. I'm like, okay, Nikki.
Well,
I feel
she
dirty.
maybe that's like something she likes to do. We are not kink shaming here.
No.
Okay? No. If you like to do that,
just sanitize after. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, but you got to warn somebody first.
Hey, hey there, sexy
Code
person.
Brown. Paging doctor because we got a Code Brown.
We'll get Dr. Carlson in. Oh my god. And I was also thinking about this. I was gonna message him because I was like, well, like, what? Sometimes there's like a scent when you're having the anal sex, right?
Yes.
And like I was like, well, can you put essential oils like on lube? And the answer is no.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't have to message you, Dr. Carlton.
Essential oils are not supposed to go in the body.
No, they're outside.
Even though we watched on Netflix, we talked about this docuseries before. It's called Unwell.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole episode about essential oils and how people like drink and eat this stuff.
Like,
because they say it helps cleanse their bodies. Okay. And I'm like, oh, that's not okay, y'all. Like, I
feel like that. No, essential oils are different than like flavor, right?
Right. Because it's not made for consumption.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, okay, you do you, but.
Well, because food, like, what am I trying to say? Like, food
flavor.
Food flavors, yeah, like vanilla and everything. Those are.
Oh, could you imagine if you got like cinnamon essential oil on your penis?
Oh, God,
your
no.
butthole?
No. That's like a. What's the
You'd smell like
candy?
Christmas, but still.
That would be a gift.
No time like the present.
Oh, deck those halls. Or deck those balls. That's what it would be. Mm-hmm. Do you hear what I hear? I do. And that's all the Christmas songs I know. So that's basically what's up with me. What about you?
Oh, nothing. Like,
oh, no, I think you need to tell the listeners you have soft water now.
Oh my God. Okay. So with the pipes being replaced and everything, they decided to give us
that pipe.
Okay. I wish they were cuter.
Oh.
They did a great job though, guys, except for the
see?
Okay.
Tell the children.
So
tell me what's going on.
They broke one of our mirrors.
One of your what?
One of our mirrors.
They're gonna have 7 years bad luck. It's fine.
They broke the mirror in the office in the back of the door. So they went to go replace it. They took this cheap ass, like they got it at Target, like from the college, when they have the college
the
area.
Mirror. Oh my God.
And like nailed it up. And we're like, how did you think this is okay?
Did you guys have the mirror? You had purchased the mirror prior, or did it come with the house?
It came with the house. But like, you think it's just okay?
Maybe you should just shit it on them.
So anyway, so these guys did the pipes, and they were they decided to put in a water softener into our system, and it's like, oh, okay, that's great. But so we're trying to get used to it, because it's like when we go to take a shower, it's supposed to like, it's different on your skin. It's supposed to make your skin nice and soft and supple.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how to do that.
And supple.
I don't know how to do that like Heidi in Closet, where she whistles it. Yeah, like that.
I don't have a gap. I don't have a diastema.
So I'm like, okay, so you're supposed to feel this certain way, but like, it's supposed to help you like use less soap because it lathers up better.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Oh man, they really sold you on that one.
I know.
I use a lot of soap, so that would be nice.
It is nice because I'm like, okay, I actually do see a difference in like how much soap I use, but like after you're done, you feel kind of almost like oily.
You feel wet. I know it's wet, but like I know you're in water, but like you just feel wet.
But even after you're dried off, you still feel
like,
that way.
Wait a minute, what's going on?
Yes. Yeah. And it's like, and while you're showering, the first time we did it, we're both like, we didn't say anything for the first day, and the next day we're like, so did you notice in the shower? Do you feel kind of oily? We thought something was wrong with the water. Oh, and like there was something like
it's an adjustment.
Something crossed.
It takes time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love soft water.
So it was weird, and so we're getting used to it.
How long has it been now?
It's been like a week and a half or so.
Okay.
So we're still trying to get used to it. I mean, I can feel a difference. My skin isn't as dry as it usually is. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing. But yeah, it's an adjustment. Yeah,
I would love to have soft water. I looked into like how I would do it, but you need like a water treatment little pump or something in your house.
Well, then just tell the water to think about grandma or baseballs or something.
Yeah.
And then it'll go from hard to soft.
Ooh. That one.
I'm just.
No, it worked. Speaking of grandmas, I took a BuzzFeed quiz, and it was like, how much of a grandma are you? And I'm 100% a grandma.
Are you really? Wow.
Yeah. I have big grandma energy. That's what they called it. VGE. And I was like, seems right. Yeah.
Oh,
it was like, how many of these things did you like? And it was like soup.
I love soup.
Going to bed early.
Oh, God.
Tea.
Oh my God, I'm a grandma.
Yeah, I know. We're all grandmas.
Do you like Werther's Originals or like
Yes.
butterscotch candies?
Oh my God, yes.
Or do you have one of those like
bowls?
Danish cookie tins, but it's not cookies? It's got like, knitting kit or something in it.
Or like cards.
Yes.
And the cards when we play bunko. Isn't that a thing? Bunko? I don't know. My
It
mom
is a
played
thing,
bunko.
yes.
Or bridge.
Yeah, it's for those soccer moms to get together.
I know that I remember when I was younger, they had like the bunko moms.
Parties, yeah.
And my mom was like, I don't like it.
I think it's just another way for these women to get together and just get drunk.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Let's have mine.
So, and then yesterday was kind of a rougher day because we found out that Andy's aunt passed away.
Oh.
She was 90.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then
Just from old age?
Yeah, she did have COVID.
Okay.
And then she was getting better. And then she passed away in her sleep.
Oh.
So, and then kind of find out that my ex's mom passed away yesterday at 5 o'clock.
Wow.
So, and I loved her. Like
You had said that you guys were really close.
yeah, we were really close. Like we lived around the corner from her.
Yeah.
So like if, the guy I was with was traveling at the time, I would go over and I would like pick her up and we'd go to dinner and stuff and go hit the Chinese buffet or something like that.
Aww.
And she was great. And so even after we broke up, I would go back and visit in Orlando and I would always make time to go spend with her, because Annie met her and stuff. And I'm still, I still feel like I'm close to his family and stuff. So, yeah, it was a little hard, makes me, but then again, I'm also like, my ex only contacts me when somebody dies or I'm like, okay, thanks. Yeah. Not only are you the devil, but you just bring bad news every time you come around.
Oh my God. Does he go down to Georgia sometimes looking for a soul to steal because he was in a bind because it was way behind and he was ready to make a deal? No, that's just me.
I didn't mean that. Okay. I'm sure he's a nice person now.
Hopefully a listener. One of our millions of listeners.
I'm like, I'll look and see if Deltona, Florida. Oh no, I think he's in Massachusetts now.
Oh.
So I'm trying to decide.
A New England person.
Well,
now.
and I'm trying to decide. It's like, depending on when the funeral is, do I want to like try and go out there for the funeral? Or
how could you do that? It's usually a week or two later, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's, I don't know.
That sounds like an expensive plane ticket.
I know it probably is. So I probably won't, but it's
also like cross the country.
Yeah, but it's also
COVID,
like she was such a huge part of my life because she did help shape part of who I am, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Ooh, that segue. Also, did you know that segue is spelled Segue?
Yes, not Segway. Like the Segway.
I know. I still want to do a Segway tour.
Okay.
I don't know if they're like around anymore, but like I want to.
Like in San Diego?
Anywhere.
Okay.
It could be a tour around the block. Because I would fall on the Segway.
Okay, well, it's just like riding a bird or one of the scooters.
I've ridden a bird once. Only once, yes. And then my friend Brandon got a really bad. He fell off and then had to have knee surgery and was like debilitated for a while.
So
I didn't do it. I did it in protest.
Our neighbor down the street, he did it one time, and the first time he ever did it, he fell off and broke his arm.
Yeah. Birds are dangerous.
And I'm like, how the hell do you people do this? Because like me and Andy would ride them, and like we did it one night when we were performing at December Nights, and
I remember you were like, oh, we just birded here. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and we were like in our tuxedos, birding down the road past everyone in traffic. Yeah, but also like we did it after Pride once because we were going to a friend's house after he performed at Pride with the Gay Men's Chorus, and I'm like zipping down the road, and I'm like looking back, and I'm like, Andy's kind of farther behind because he's not going as fast as I am, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait.
They're both like exhilarating and mortifying at the same time.
It's an experience because
it's a lot of emotion.
Yeah, because you're like, oh God, am I gonna like hit a pothole? Am I gonna like fall off?
Is
this
how I go? Like,
yeah.
What? Okay.
Am I standing correctly? Am I doing this fine?
Well, and they're all, I mean, before COVID, they were all rinky-dinky crap quality.
Right. And now they're
nice.
Yeah.
I was hoping that they would fall and like they would go under during COVID, like Bird, Lime, Lyft, all that crap, but they didn't. They somehow survived.
And now they have like the bikes and everything. And I'm just
the birds are back. Cue the scary movie, The Birds.
So circling back to
segue,
but
segue.
So she helped shape part of who I am now because it's like, I mean, I loved her to death. She was great. She was always available to people. She had like, even at her age, she had such a great sense of humor, and didn't take a lot of things seriously and just had so much love for everybody and stuff. Like, I remember we would take trips. We'd drive from Orlando all the way up to Massachusetts because she couldn't fly. So I was like, okay, we'll drive.
That's where she lived.
And she lived in Florida and she had family in Massachusetts, so we would go visit them. So she would come with us and we would drive, which is like a long is that drive? It's like a good 18 or so hours. And you would
do it in one day.
Yeah. And I would do most of the driving. So it's a hard drive, but it's still, it's like, I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to get up somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah.
18 hours in a car is too long.
I know it is.
1 hour is too long.
Yeah. I'm like, how did you even survive the trip to the Grand Canyon then?
Well, that was fine because I wasn't driving.
Oh, okay. So driving is the problem.
I just don't like driving or being in a car. I don't know. It's fine. Maybe it's different. Maybe I'm a new person now. I don't know.
Well, when I drove out here from Florida, I had to drive the whole way because my car was a stick and my mom and my sister were riding with me, but they don't know how to drive a stick.
How long did that take you? Like a week?
Like 3 days.
Oh,
yeah.
What? How?
I made my mom, like, she'd be like, I need to stop. I'm like, no, we're going another hour. Be quiet.
Hold your piss. Get a diaper, girl.
Here's a bottle.
I don't think it works like that for girls.
Well, you could get one of those, like,
stick it in.
What do they get? They have those things where, like, girls can pee standing up if you put in, like,
it's like a funnel?
It's like a funnel in a way. Yeah, I think so. I forget what it's called.
There's nothing fun about
it. And then yesterday, so I was calling my mom. I was calling my sister to tell her about Max's mom. And I guess my sister was telling me that her and my mom were riding in the car and they turned on last week's episode, which was about, like, we had that whole section in the beginning about the Derek Chauvin, whatever, verdict. And I guess I was saying, you know, it's not justice, it's accountability. And my mom got kind of upset. And she's like, she told my sister, she's like, call your brother right now. And she's like, I can't, he's at work. And she's like, no, he's not. He's on the radio right now. Call him to his show.
Oh my God, stop it.
And my sister was like, that's not how this works. He records it. She's like, no, he's right. He's on the radio right now. And I'm like, oh God. And she was like, she wanted to call in because she wanted to have an argument about politics and everything. Because, you know, she's like,
fly your mom out here.
She's like a Fox News, Tucker Carlson brainwashed.
I mean, other than that, she sounds great. What's your mom's name?
Teresita.
Oh,
or Terry for short.
Oh, she sounds lovely.
Does she?
Other
Maybe
than the
I'm
bad
not explaining this right.
I think all mothers are lovely. Except some.
Okay.
My mom's lovely. I love my mom.
Oh, I'm sure she is. She sounds like it.
She's a good person.
Yeah. And she helped shape who you are a bit.
She did.
So that brings us to our topic for this week.
What are we talking about?
So, because we were talking about Colton Underwood last week.
Ugh.
And about how he got, I know, right? But he got a Netflix deal to produce a show, and Gus Kenworthy is going to be his gay guide. And this got me thinking, I'm like, okay, so who were my gay guides? Who were your gay guides? Who are your mentors? Who are the people who helped shape who you are and your gay, you know, persona, and like help you accept who you are and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was very interesting because it's like, I have 16 years on you. So of course mine are going to be different than yours because I came up at a different time than you. So there wasn't as much representation. And for me, it's still an ongoing thing. Like I love seeing all these I call them kids because they're so young.
I agree. Yeah, anyone younger than me is a child.
Everybody to me looks 12.
Yeah.
So
do I look 12?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. It's because I use sunscreen.
Everybody to me is 12. So it's like, but you know, I love now how open and free people are, and with their gender expression and who they are.
Now is
they're
the
gay,
time.
bisexual.
Like, now is the time. Like, if you ever needed any like guide or whatever, or just seeing something out there that you feel represented by, now is a great time.
Yeah,
like totally great.
So you know, just want to go over like a list of and why they kind of like became or helped shape who you were.
Yeah.
Whether it be a person, a celebrity, a movie, a book, anything whatsoever that may have like helped shape you. So like one of the first things that helped me was the movie Trick.
I've never seen that.
Oh my God.
Take a shot. There you go.
You have to watch, because this is like a great movie. And it has, what's her name from? Tori Spelling from Beverly Hills 90210.
When did it come out?
It came out in like 2009, 2010. And it's a
99.
comedy.
99.
Oh God, it is a long while ago. So 1999. And it's hilarious because it also stars Christian Campbell, who is Neve Campbell's brother. And Miss Coco Peru is in it.
I love her.
And she has one of my favorite lines in the movie because she goes, "It burns." Talking about getting cum in your eye.
I saw her live. She's fun. I like her.
I like her. So it's just a great movie, but it was one of the first gay movies that I saw that wasn't centered around somebody dying, somebody getting a disease, somebody overcoming some adversity, because the only adversity they had to overcome was trying to find a place to have sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, that to me, it was just easy reaching. It was funny. It was interesting. There was this wide array of gay characters and stuff that spoke to me. And then, and also just like different like body shapes and races and things. So it was such a great movie. So if you haven't watched it, you really need to watch it.
I will add it to my list. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to look a little dated, but actually after you like watch it, the theme is actually still very now. Because again, like Tops will tell you, I know a place and it's right next to a dumpster or something.
You're like, stop it.
or all Tops are like, can't host,
Oh
must travel.
Good God. Or my favorite is the one was like when you go to a Tops house and it's like just a chair in the middle of a room.
Or just the mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Oh, romantic.
Yeah. Well, it's like that one.
There's not even a sheet on it.
It's like when you went, oh God, I don't know if he was top or whatever, but like when you went back to that army guy's house or whatever on base or something. And remember that story you told me?
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
Oh, that's right. That was. Oh, yeah. If you want to listen to that episode, it was our like dating / worst dates.
That
episode.
was, I think that was Ty's. And I was telling you because she had written it in.
Oh, it
to
was
us through an email.
because she just kept going, and I was like, girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
So that was one of the things that helped shape me. So what about you?
So it's actually funny because the first exposure I really had to what gay was Will and Grace.
Yeah, that's on my list too. Yeah.
And so it's funny because like when I was thinking about like my gay guides or whatever and stuff like that, a lot of it I looked back and I was like, it's stuff that I saw but didn't want to be. Because I hadn't come to terms with myself, right? Because a lot of the time in the media and everything, the representation was like you have a flamboyant gay guy who's like an interior designer, like very stereotypical, right?
Or you're played as the villain.
Yes.
Or for laughs.
But the thing, right, yeah. And so the thing that I loved about Will and Grace, because I was like 10, right? I think it came out in like 99 or like mid 90s or whatever. But I remember like I would watch it with my parents. And like I knew I was different at that point. Like I was young and I knew, and I would feel so uncomfortable watching it because I was with my parents and like they would laugh at these jokes and I was like so uncomfortable. And it took like I went back and rewatched it right before they did the spinoff or before they revamped it or whatever. And I was like, still feel the same about it, right? Because you have Jack, who is very, very like not overly flamboyant, but like he's Jack, right? He's Jack, and then you have Will, who's this like straight acting guy, and so there was like no real middle ground. But I kind of was like, is that what I'm supposed to be? Like, is this what I should be?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I had the same feelings too, but then I look at it like this. The cool thing is that you got to see Will, who was very straight-laced and very uptight and stuff. And then you got Jack, who was very loose and very gay and obviously flamboyant and stuff like that. And I always looked at it like, okay, so I have these traits, but I have this trait. So I'm somewhere in the middle.
And that was right there with you, yeah.
Right. And it was great because Jack, for me, was such a great character because he loved himself and he had, there was nothing that was going to change his idea about who he was.
And he didn't care what you thought of him.
And his confidence and his sexuality and his persona and everything was very like unwavering.
Yeah. And it took me watching it for a second. I mean, really actually watching Will and Grace as an adult to appreciate that. Because I vividly remember when there was the episode where like Will and Jack were arguing and Jack is like, whatever, being Jack. And Will says something like, oh, like you're too gay. And then I think Jack was like, but like, there's nothing wrong with that. And you're afraid to be this way.
Right.
Right. And I remember I watched that as an adult and I was like, oh my God, like that shaped kind of like my view because I was like, I don't want to be like a rainbow flamboyant gay. I don't want to be that. Like now, of course I don't care. But like when I was growing up, I was like, I can't be this. Like, I can't be this. I can't be this at all.
Well, and that's because we're fed this whole idea through media beforehand that gay is bad or gay is to be played funny and flamboyant because it's all queer coded through the movies and shows that we watched. Because you've got things like Scar from or Lion King.
Oh my God, in Hercules. What's the guy?
The
bad guy.
Hades.
The evil. Yes, thank you. I was like...
they all have this
devil.
Like, flamboyantly feel to them, and they are the villains. And then you have, like Ace Ventura, where being trans is considered a bad thing, and that makes you a murderer. Or like in Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this who I'm going to grow up to be? I either have to play I have to be very flamboyant, or I have to be a serial killer.
Like you have to assimilate and like quiet those things that you may like, right? Like when I was a kid, like children don't care what they do because they're kids and they're growing up, right? But then it was kind of like you see Will and Grace and it's this like this spectrum, but there's nothing in between. It's like it's very binary and it's like, well, either I'm this way, like you said, or either I'm this way, and it's like I chose to try and like represent myself, if you want to call that, the more like straight acting way. Which I mean, if you knew me as a youth, you'd be like, "Girl, bitch, you ain't straight acting.
You acting, but you ain't doing a very good job."
I know. I would have not gotten nominated
and seen.
Yeah, but no, Will and Grace. Will and Grace was definitely one for me, and I think like a lot of the stuff when I was growing up, it was like stuff, like I said, I didn't want to be because I was afraid to feel that way or be that way just because of how people then portrayed and like kind of not reviewed, but how people saw that. Like people saw Jack and like as a youth, I was like, oh, you don't want to be Jack. You want to be Will. And now I'm like, it would be like an honor to be Jack. Right. Like you said, be so comfortable and happy with yourself.
Right. Well, and it's very interesting because I go back and I watch other movies that I watched before, like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, or Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. And you've got like, it's drag queens. And that's not something I'm interested in, but it is something that is part of our culture. And it's something that I do enjoy.
Yes.
And to see the way that they there are moments in each movie where there's so much joy in who they are.
Yeah.
And in their journey that I was like, okay, now I see it. Mm-hmm. And you don't see it when you're younger because you're locked in this idea of whether it's your religion, your household, or whatever, that this is not okay.
Yeah. And I was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school my whole life up until college. And so that was kind of the same sort of narrative where it's like, oh, I can't be that way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and then you've got like The Birdcage. The Birdcage is like the funniest movie. And it's one of those movies where it did shape who I am because I love Nathan Lane. I love Robin Williams. And you've but you've got a flamboyant, and I didn't really think Robin Williams was that straight acting, but I guess he was the straighter of the two. But it's also like, it was cool because you've got two obviously flamboyant guys together, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So, but another movie that was like very interesting to me that kind of really helped me was Paris is Burning.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, we were gonna have like a gay education day, like weekend. We're just gonna do a marathon of different. Yeah.
Well, like with movies and everything, I am so like, it doesn't matter if it's a gay movie or any movie. Like, I'm so bad at watching movies because my attention span is very low.
Okay, but like you have to like watch this because
absolutely,
it's a documentary that came out in the 90s about the ball scene, and this is basically what Pose is kind of based on. And this is kind of where, Madonna got her idea for Vogue and stuff like that. Is this movie really put a spotlight on the ballroom
in New York, right?
In New York, and people of color and gay people of color. So it's hilarious. And this is where a lot of our terms that we use now, like reading and shade and all this stuff, come from. And it's just an amazing, and it really, because I also had a lot of interest in like dance. So to see these new forms of dancing was like, oh God, this is awesome. I love this. And they were fabulous. I'm sorry. They were fabulous.
Wait, this came out in 1990.
Right. And it was also a way to see, because these people didn't have a lot of money. A lot of them were working as sex workers too, but it was never frowned upon. It wasn't shown as a shameful thing. It was just, this is how life is.
They were before their time, damn.
Right, exactly. And I was like, okay, so this is another one that we have to like have you watch.
Oh yeah, trust me. The thing with like movies is like, I will watch them, but like there's so many that people tell me to write, like, oh, watch this, and I'm like, I can't keep a track. I need like a running list.
Yeah. No, like Paris is Burning has to be on there. Trick has to be on there. Jeffrey has to be on there.
I haven't seen that one.
Jeffrey's a really good one. It had the guy from Wings on there. I forget what his name is, but also the guy who played the Pretender on like he had a show on like NBC or something like that. It was called The Pretender, and it was Steven Weber and Michael T. Weiss were the leads in this.
Stewart?
And Patrick Stewart was in it too. I'm like, Professor X. But Christine Baranski was in it too. It's like, it's a great show, but I mean, a movie, but like, it's about a guy who meets who he considers his, like his soulmate.
Yeah.
But he's so scared about, the AIDS epidemic and getting HIV or AIDS that he's very like, I don't know how to do this. And he falls for this guy, Michael T. Weiss, and comes to find out that he does have HIV. And so it's just like dealing with that back and forth, and how do I reconcile feelings for that? But it's such a
whole
great, but it's a great movie, and it's another one of those that I always tell people, I'm like, if you haven't watched a lot of gay movies, this is one of those that you have to watch.
Yeah.
And now I kind of want to watch it again. I'm going to watch that and Trick again.
Have you ever seen the movie Weekend?
No.
Okay, because that was a defining one for me.
Okay.
So basically from birth till 22, it was like Will and Grace, and that's it. But Weekend, so I came out when I was 22, so a little bit late. And it's funny because like a lot of the defining things were like, so like Glee, right? Glee was out, and gosh, what was the girl's name? She just passed away. Santana.
Okay.
I remember that episode, like when she went and like came out to her grandma, and her grandma was like, I can't, like, go away. But that was like one of the things, was like, oh my God, like, wow. But so like it was Glee, but then it came out, and then I watched this movie Weekend, and it was on Netflix back in the day. It was like 2011. And it was like, I think this was the first time I could have seen myself in like a movie, because it was, and I'm saying normal, but not, normal's not anything, but it was these like just two guys who like, one worked out as a lifeguard, and there was this other guy that was visiting in town, and they were just like hanging out and like nothing crazy or whatever. And I was like, huh. And I think this one was actually when it was more like independent.
Oh god, was it by Breaking Glass or Wolf Films or something? Because let me tell you, if you're gonna watch any gay movies,
Eating Out, like volumes 1 through. Yeah. I was gonna say, so there are a couple on Netflix. There are a couple that are actually kind of cute.
But let me just tell you, if it's from Breaking Glass or Wolf Films, there's a good chance it's not gonna be very good.
But sometimes those are fun to watch because they're so bad.
Right. It's like so bad that it like goes around.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's actually like, okay, this might be kind of good.
It's not a 180, it's a 360. But so that was one. So Weekend was one. And then I don't know if you ever watched the show Happy Endings.
Yes.
So do you remember? Oh, God, there was a gay guy in there.
Yeah, it was like the guy who was like a slob and he was lazy and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is a cool interpretation of guys. It's Adam Pally, who I thought was so cute.
Yeah, but he did a great like I identified like I wasn't like he wasn't like the stereotypical flamboyant gay too, and I was like, oh my god, like I could be this. Like this could be me.
But he didn't give him very many like relationships or like boyfriends or something in the show.
He just was gay. That was his like shtick.
Right.
So but that was around like the 2011s or whatever. And so but then after that, RuPaul's Drag Race. So I know that I love RuPaul's Drag Race, but like that was kind of like my guide.
Right.
And I think that like it sounds silly, but it's like drag queen. I love drag queens because they don't give a shit. And like that helped then kind of be like, Joe, you don't need to give a shit. Like these people are doing whatever they want. And this is a huge part of the community. And like you can go like it. And it doesn't matter if you are a like muscle builder or like this other thing. Like you got like drag is your like your niche, not like doing it, but you know, maybe one day, but like that, like definitely was like kind of like the education, like RuPaul and the whole Drag Race sort of thing.
Well, and you look at it like Drag Race because there were so many great things about it, and it was all about celebrating all these little things about people, and you saw a diverse cast of people, whether it be white, black, Asian, Spanish. It was like all of them coming together and sharing what they know about their art. Yeah. And putting it out there for people.
And they didn't like what I really learned. And I think I was like mid-20s because I came out at 22 and I did the whole like, I have to be like a bodybuilder. I have to do this. I have to be this and this. Because it's again what the community like shoved down your throat, like very toxic, like Colton Underwood, no, go away. And I was like, I have to be this certain way. And then like, I was like, I don't want to do that. Like that's not my idea of me. Like I'm defining my own gayness or whatever. Like I don't need someone to be like, this is what you got to be. This is what you need to do. And so that's why I really love RuPaul's Drag Race. And I think now even more than when, it came out, like the kids, again, the children, it's such even more of a celebration. Like, I mean, the last season we had a female to male transgender guy who was a drag queen. Like, that's fantastic because it's like, you can be whatever you want, and like there's a place for you.
Right.
And that's what I love about it. I love RuPaul's Drag Race.
So I think my mom didn't realize that she had a hand in this, but like helping me come to terms with who I was. She was the one who got me into comic books, and particularly the X-Men and the Legion of Superheroes. Ooh. Because
did you do some like fangirl fan play, like like what is that called?
Cosplay?
No. What is it when you write like fan
fiction? No.
Did you have some like gay fantasies about like Professor X or whatever? I have, but I do not about Professor X.
But I do love the fact that there's like all these stories about like fan fiction about like Cyclops and Wolverine and stuff like that.
Oh yes,
and I'm like,
to me.
But it was like
Peter Parker.
But like the X-Men for me were like exactly what a way of like it was an allegory for being gay. Yeah, to me because
they're all different.
It was all different, but they didn't know that they were different until puberty hit, and then they realized that something was different about like them, and that's when their superpowers came into play. So like for me, it was like, okay, being gay is my superpower now.
I was just gonna say, yeah, and I love that. Superpower. With great power comes responsibility.
But it's also like so. X-Men was great because it was like these people who were hated for who they were. Yeah. And that also was, a huge thing for me.
Because it was celebrated.
Because it was celebrated, but it was like they fought hard to be who they were. And again, that whole seeing that in a gay and then being able to like translate that in my head was awesome. And then Legion of Superheroes was cool because it was like there are all these kids from different planets within the universe, and they all come together to fight evil, but they don't care about each other's differences. Mm-hmm. It's just like they're special in their own way, and now they get to do this together.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cool. But it was funny because I used to like cut out in my comic books. I used to cut out the characters and then start creating my own battles and stuff with the characters. And I was like,
did you make him have sex?
Because I was poor. And so now I'd be like, Dasha's going to go over here and Bouncy Boy's going to go over here. And instead of like in the comic book side, like do my own battles. And I was like,
you got to make your own fun. Don't let the comic book industry make your fun.
But also like, for me, another thing that like helped me define who I am and like helped me come out was like, international mail catalogs.
Wait, MALE or MAIL?
International mail, MALE.
I remember catalogs. That. Oh my god. Okay, but like when you were young, were you afraid to go in the underwear section because of the damn?
Oh my god, I knew it. No, because that was the only place where I felt comfortable. I'm like, oh my god, look at these guys.
I would do that in like when, oh my god, my mom would go to like, we'd go to the mall and I'd be, oh god, this is so embarrassing. I was like maybe 12 or 13 and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go to JCPenney and like look at the clothes or whatever. And I go to the underwear section. I'm like, oh.
like international mail was cool because it was like these like gay clothes, I guess you could call them. It was like very gay, but like they were trying to not be gay. But like they used to have them where they were wet or they would have like mesh. All like
I may have done like some Google search imaging back in the day to that.
Well, it's funny because I'd always be looking to see if like they show maybe just a little more than they were supposed to, and I'm like, oh, especially in the like the mesh or crochet kind of stuff. I was like, am I gonna see anything? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. Yep, that has done stuff.
But like also Details magazine back in the day, was great because it was like. They wanted to be like GQ, but maybe a little gayer.
Oh, yeah. It was gay. Yeah, it was a gay magazine, right?
So I was like, to me, that was like, I had to pick up a Details magazine because it was like, oh, I'm gay, but that gay.
Yeah, well, I feel like we're kind of similar to that because, I mean, again, what was kind of like put out there in the media was like all these flamboyant things. And now I own that. I'm like, I don't care that I have multiple layers to me, and I think everything of that should be celebrated.
Did you ever watch American Gladiators? The TV show?
That is like that was before like wait. Oh yes.
You never watched American Gladiators?
I feel like they had one of those like in the 2000s or something similar.
So like came out in the 2000s and stuff like that.
Wrestling though. Like if you want to talk about like wrestling, that's something. Like they had their little briefs. I'm like, whoa. that helped me define
because
myself.
you guys already know that like I liked Hulk Hogan and then I slept with his stunt double. So but like American Gladiators was so cool to me because it's like all these big buff guys. So I would love it when they were like when the guys were out there and they'd have to like get past them and I'm like, oh, okay, Ice or Blast or whatever their names were.
Oh yeah. No, that was like me. My brother would do like the WWE. Or he would watch the pay-per-view with his friends, and I'm like, I'll watch it too.
But see, like, I don't like them nowadays because I don't know, there's just something weird. Because, like, they're too buff. Yeah. Like, back in the 80s and early 90s.
They were normal looking.
Yeah, I was like, they had, like, dad bods and, like, powerlifter bods, and I was like, oh, yes, please.
Well, that's why, because now they do steroids.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and Olympic diving and swimming.
Oh.
Okay, but like that's more for Andy. I think
the Olympics are coming and
yeah, they are.
I will be too. Like here's the story time. So I moved here in 2016 and then the Olympics happened right after and I made sure that I talked to no one because I was watching, it was on all day and it was swimmers, it was divers, it was wrestlers, it was gymnasts, it was like everybody and these beautiful men and I was like, I can't see anybody because I'm too thirsty.
Okay, but you know what's funny is they have this one called curling.
Yeah.
And
that's winter.
I know, but like
but also winter speed skating, yes.
But you know, the curling, I actually love it because I'm like, these guys are more my speed. Like, they look like dads who kind of got together and decided they were going to, like, make up a sport so they could go to the Olympics because they're never going to get it there any other way. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, dad bod, let's do it.
Hey, look, hey, if there's a cute guy, I don't care. I don't care if it's Winter Olympics. I don't care if it's Summer Olympics. But the Summer Olympics do me dirty. Like, that, I remember, like, vividly, like, every 4 years, I'd be like, fuck, I can't watch this.
Yeah, but, like, for me, like, swimmers and divers, I'm like, the water's cold, so you don't really see a lot.
It doesn't matter.
But, like, wrestlers, I'm like, oh, let me see you in a singlet.
Yes.
Like, I can, we'll do that.
The wrestlers and then the gymnasts when they have to take off their pants because they have the little, like semi-singlet thing under. Oh. Yes. So it's going to be a fun, what's it called, Olympics this year. I'll make sure to be around nobody. I'll be like a dog in heat. Just don't put it on. Well, and they played it at work, and I was like kind of aroused at my job because they would have it on during the lunch break. Like, actually, they were playing it all the time, and I'd be walking from meeting to meeting. I'm like, I can't look at this.
Like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
That might have happened. I'm not denying or saying
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yes, I was like, what's the thing? Oh my god!
It's funny because somebody posted on Instagram today, Madonna talking. She had a bunch of different interviews about stitched together about her talking about like how homophobia is a problem in the U.S. and stuff and in the world, and I started like 1990-91 when Truth or Dare came out and Vogue came out and everything like that, because for me, because that was the time frame in which I was like a young teen, was in the 80s, mm-hmm. and I was growing up, and she came out and it was like, oh my god, she's unabashedly who she is and she keeps changing who she is. Like, that for any young gay was amazing. And so Madonna's always been a gay icon, right? And she was like, at one point, the guy's like, well, are you afraid that some of your fans will get offended because you're just like putting this out there? And she's like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Good. Let them get offended. But this is life. It's like, well, you just don't want to talk about it. And I was like, that's so cool. I totally forgot. Like, I mean, I didn't forget, but like, it was nice to see and be reminded again, like how much she's talked about it and how far it's come. Yeah.
She was huge. I feel like she's an icon in the gay community.
Well, like her and Bette Midler.
Yep.
Because Bette Midler, like, let's be real, she used to sing in bathhouses with Barry Manilow. So.
Oh, Barry Manilow? I forgot about him. Oh, Elton John is another one. Like, I love Elton John, but again, I was afraid to be flamboyant. That was my, like, internalized fear of, like, shame and whatever.
And I get that because there were times when he even denied it himself. And here's the thing with, like, celebrities and admitting that they're gay. Like, let's take country music, for instance, because, like, you have Shelley Wright, Tyne Herndon, Billy Gilman. You have all these people who came out after kind of, like, their careers were kind of done. Mm-hmm. But then you have people like Brandi Clark and Brandi Carlile who are out there right now and making great music and doing it. But then you have somebody, okay, so this is why I don't get why we're celebrating Colton Underwood so much, because you have somebody like TJ Osborne from the Brothers Osborne, who recently came out this year, and they are like one of the best country artists out there right now, duos, and they are just putting out great music, and they're like basically at the top of the game. And he's like, I'm going to come out when I'm at the top of my game.
Yeah.
Because you know what? People need to see that that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate, and that's what should be celebrated, because it's like, you don't care about what's happening. You care that people need to see
that you're
somebody successful and is gay, and that it is possible, and it's just like country music is so afraid of that kind of stuff. And
or like Lil Nas X too,
right? But then you have somebody like Shane McNally, who has written #1 hits for almost every country act out there and is nominated, for Grammys and ACM awards, but he's openly gay, and I think that's awesome, so like people like that, I feel like should be celebrated. I feel like they are great gay guides and mentors for like the new generation coming up.
I was going to say, like, who would you want, like, your gay guide as of now? Like, if you could pick.
So I look at like, again, we'll bring up Little Nas X. I love the fact that he does everything with this like tongue-in-cheek humor to it.
He's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy. His marketing is great. He's staying true to who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, he's really, really talented. Like I just saw, he just posted him doing Call Me By Your Name, but a cappella. And he's the only one doing it. So he's doing every part and making it. And I can't tell the difference between that and the actual song.
Really?
And I was like, oh my God, dude, like that is amazing.
Yeah.
And I look at like, there's a lot of people out there who, whether it be a reality star or something like that, and that I'm okay with. I know that some people are like, oh, some of these Real Housewives, and I'm like, are they really a good gay guide for you?
What?
You know, like Housewives and stuff like that, or some of those people, and I'm like,
no, Jen Shaw just got arrested and like is facing 30 years in prison for Salt Lake. She's in the Salt Lake City Bravo Housewives.
No,
she just got. It was.
She's a Mormon.
Yeah, I don't know, but she got basically. Was it Nick? Was it indicted? About
in a fraud scheme?
Yes, like for targeting older people and promising stuff and like wire fraud. Yeah. So that is not
crazy.
a good guy, doll. No.
Oh,
don't
okay.
have that guy. So then who would your guy be? Who would you pick?
You
can have a couple. I have like 4.
I think like I love Leslie Jordan.
Yes.
I think that he would be a great gay guide for somebody right now.
Yes.
Because it is an older person, but it's also somebody who is learning how to reinvent themselves and trying to take advantage of the technology that's out there.
Oh yeah, I love him.
But also like Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Because she's such an ally. It's like, God, who and I look at Andrew Rannells or Ben Platt.
Yeah.
I think are really great because their ability and their talent surpasses the fact that they're gay,
and it speaks for them. Yeah, it speaks for themselves, right?
You know,
Broadway,
right?
Renowned, right?
I would not do Andy Cohen just because I feel like it's problematic, and he just tends to regurgitate stereotypes.
Oh yeah. What about Anderson Cooper? I just thought about that.
I love Anderson Cooper, but Anderson Cooper to me is, yes, he's gay, but he does do stuff for the gay community. I just don't think he's as outspoken and could use his platform as much as he does. It's
his job, yeah. Like he can't do stuff because he's a news anchor,
right? And it's like, okay, you're not taking advantage of this. And I know there's like a lot of people out there like Gaga and stuff like that, but I guess because of my age, I fall back to some of the other people who are coming back again and still being allies, like Cher.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, Dolly Parton. And
what about George Takei?
I love him, but like he's kind of fallen off a little bit for me.
I wish he came back because I would love for him if I could pick a couple people, like he would be one of those that I'd be like, take me under your wing and like show me the ropes,
right?
You know, because he's very much like love yourself, right? And he was in Star Trek. Wasn't he openly gay in Star Trek, or did he come out after?
He come out after.
Yeah,
because they were like they really didn't want him to be too gay.
Yeah,
but I love the fact that they're like, oh, George Takei, like set phasers for stunning.
Oh my God. Well, okay, but speaking of too gay, like, so another person I want is Titus Burgess.
I love him.
Because again, talk about talent.
Oh, yes.
Like,
off the roof.
Oh, I mean, I loved him in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh my God.
But like, I want him.
Did you watch Central Park? Did I show you Central Park?
No.
On Apple TV? Oh, so it's an animated show, and it's done by
familiar.
It's done by the same people who do Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
But it's a musical television show, so they break out. And Titus Burgess plays the son who is in love with this dog. Oh. But oh my God, his voice, I'm like,
he is so good. Like, he is talented.
His talent.
He was on Broadway. He's an actor. Like, but he's also another person that when you take all that away, like, because I follow him on Instagram and he's hilarious, but also like he has something to say,
right?
Other than like all this, all the stuff that he's played, all the things that he's done, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like that's what I like about some of these people, because it's like that's what you need when you need a guide. Like, okay, strip it all away. Like, give me the facts, what I need to know. Like, give it to me. I was going to say give it to me straight. Give it to me gay.
But like Billy Porter is right up there with him.
Yep.
Because the talent is off the charts and people are just now starting to see it. But he's also very much an activist and out there, especially for people of color. It's amazing. Alex Newell, I follow on Instagram.
Love.
They are amazing, and their Instagram is actually really good. But the
vocals, amazing.
Yeah, but they have some like amazing looks on Instagram too. Like it blows my mind sometimes when I hear.
Well, and I another person that I would really want is Laverne Cox. Just because it's like it's a totally different, like, you know, a black trans woman, and like I feel like she's been through a lot and she has something to say, and like she's a part of the community, like it's LGBTQIA plus community. So like I don't need like just a gay guide. Like all these people, whatever part of the letter you're in, will still be beneficial to help.
I want all these people to be a part of my amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes.
I want to be Joseph. Like, I would love...
I'm Joseph.
but like, also AOC.
Oh.
Would be a great, like...
President, thank you.
You know, like a gay guide. Even though she isn't gay, it's like she's still a great ally.
Oh, 100%.
Smart.
Or Michelle Visage.
Her brother.
Her brother's gay?
AOC.
Oh.
I just want to meet AOC.
I do too.
I've messaged her on Instagram when she was like asking me questions. She didn't answer it.
But did you see what happened this week? Marjorie Taylor Greene went up and confronted AOC about her
what?
new Green Deal, and then she posted about it on Instagram or Twitter. Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she was like, you know, after I read the 14-page, you know, document, we'll set up our time for a debate. And I'm like, people are coming at her. It's like, you didn't read a 14-page document. So you want to go have a debate about something you don't even know anything about yet? Like, how?
But also 14 pages is not
14
much.
pages. I know.
Guys, it's going to take me a long time to read these 14 pages because I'm inept. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene and
she probably wants to talk about, why did you put my name in this deal? I don't have any deal.
Who's the young guy? What's the youngest guy? He's Republican.
Oh, that guy. The one that's in a wheelchair or something?
Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene need to go, and so do
Madison Cawthorn. And Josh Hawley, who is the only person who voted against the
anti-Asian
hate crime bill.
Yeah. But are there? That's actually a question. Are there any openly gay senators?
Well, no, but you have
Mayor Pete's not a senator.
No, but then you have John Ossoff. Is he gay?
I want him to be. He's cute.
He is a little cutie.
He's kind of nerdy. Yeah,
I saw him on TikTok, and I was like,
oh yeah, he's
on
cute.
Instagram.
He looks like he's like a little like nerdy boy that like. Well, he's like a nerdy boy, but a dirty boy.
Again, he looks 12.
I think he's like 35.
Looks 12. So what would you want to teach the next generation of gay?
So, oh God. Well, for our 1 million followers out there, we are your gay aunties. We are auntie gays. Oh my God. Like Melania Trump, auntie gay.
Auntie.
We're your aunties, we're your aunties, we're your anti-gay, but we're not anti-gay, we're pro-gay, you know? I think for me, if I wanted to bestow any information upon the youth, it would be, you don't have to be what the community says. You can be whatever you are, and that is what should be celebrated, because you don't have to be defined by something other than what you want to define yourself. Does that make sense? Like, whatever type of gay you are, whatever spectrum you're on, whatever you are, whatever you're comfortable with, I think you should celebrate that. And don't be afraid to be who you are. And also don't listen to people.
Yeah.
Unless they're important. Like me and Paul. Because we're your gay aunts.
We're aunties.
What about you? What would your 2 cents be to the children?
So for me, for the kids out there, you know what? At this point in time, if you want to suck some D, suck some D. If you want to dive into the V, dive into the V. It's like you could do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. Like there's the only person holding you back is you. And that is going to be, once you get rid of your inner saboteur, I know that's a RuPaul thing.
Ooh.
Your inner saboteur.
Yeah, it's a big word.
It's like, then you'll be fine. It's like, because there's so many walls built up.
Yeah.
It's just like, it is a journey and it never stops. Like I said at the beginning, like, I still find people who are teaching me things.
Yeah.
I don't ever think that I'll stop learning about who I am and things I like and stuff like that.
The minute you stop learning is when you die.
If you want to go poop on a coffee table, poop on a coffee table.
Okay, we said we weren't going to talk about that, Paul. I thought that was safe.
If you want
shit it on him. I did it on him.
If you want to wear a pup mask, go wear a pup mask.
But also be careful because when it's hot, those are latex and they can actually dehydrate you. And then soft water.
Well, and also if you want to wear a rubber suit, please put a lot of baby powder in there because I don't want you to get stuck in there.
Or lube.
Come on now.
Lube it up, girl.
And I'm like,
or boy.
And
or whatever you are.
And also
don't use essential oils though.
and if you want to toss some salad, make sure they clean up down there.
Yes.
You want to get choked a little bit? That's okay.
Yeah.
Trust your partner. Trust yourself. That's all I got to say.
Love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else?
You want to love yourself.
Can we do that? Can we say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But if you want to love yourself 3 or 4 times a day, that's okay too.
Because if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else.
Just don't do it on your shirt or your socks because your mom doesn't want to have to clean that. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, Mom.
Or do your own laundry.
Oh. Yeah, that one.
All right. Well, I think we're done for today.
Yes. Go be gay, everybody. Or whatever you are.
Gay is the way.
Oh, yes.
For today.
And tomorrow.
And tomorrow.
And the future. And forever.
All right, everyone. Have a great week. Thanks.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.